Hi little skeletons, it is Disney Queen Skelly here. So this is a new playlist that I'm going to be doing. I'm actually officially retiring the Chatting Skeletons podcast, mainly because I would write down things that would happen to me and hubby, or to just me, or to just hubby and with permission post it. But it got to the point where it just started piling up too much, and I didn't want it to be a case of I have to write it down and then remember the whole thing and then tell it to you guys. I'll technically just be retiring the storytime part of the Chatting Skeletons, but Chatting Skeletons is going to turn into something different, which after the very long Chatting Skeletons episode that you guys are going to see probably within the next couple weeks, hopefully the next couple days, depending on how I feel with editing and how many videos I get out to you guys, and in what order and how lazy I feel. Whenever you see that, it's going to be a long one, just basically wrapping up everything that had happened that I had written down. And then after that, if I have a story time, I'm just going to whip out my phone. Like if something happens to me, I'm just going to whip out my phone, tell you guys the story, and it's going to go here. With that aside, I am sitting down in front of my backdrop and filming this first one because it was quite a wild day. I was working at Ashley's at this time, and I was coming home after a closing shift, and I would normally take 2 freeways to get there and to get home. So as I'm hopping onto the second freeway, I noticed there's a sign that says all lanes stopped at this exit, and I was like, oh, I wonder why. So I finally get to the point where the lanes have stopped, and I look to my right and I notice that there are cars going up the ramp next to it to go back onto the freeway. So I turn on my GPS, I head up that ramp, and as I'm heading up the ramp and making that turn, I notice what's causing the stop. And I look down, and I'm going at an okay speed as to not bump into anyone, obviously not to crash anybody, and thank God hardly anyone was on the freeway at this point, because most people were either stopped before the accident or they had already gone around, and eventually they actually did close off that ramp. And that particular day, hubby was at a concert, and I told him, let your Uber driver know what's going on, because I don't know when they're going to clean this up. And traffic reports that I looked up on my phone about the time that he was leaving, that he was still at the concert, things had not been cleaned up yet. Thankfully, he got home safely. When I was heading up that ramp, what had caused it was a semi truck had turned over and crashed. I don't know what happened in terms of the people in the semi. I couldn't get a clear view to see if there are any other cars involved. But oh my God, there was glass everywhere. Things were broken. Things were scattered. There were so many police cars, so many ambulances, a couple of fire trucks. Jesus Christ, I felt like the entire county that I live in, that their entire force was just down there taking care of the situation. It was absolutely terrifying. First time I had ever seen something like that or experienced something like that. But be careful, be safe out there when you're driving. Don't do anything stupid, especially take on a semi truck. I mean, I know they are slow drivers, but at the same time, you can't go and completely cut off a semi truck and then act all shocked when suddenly they have to slam their brakes, they hit into you, or something like that happens. But anyways, thank y'all so much for watching this short story time with me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye little skeletons, please stay safe. I love you guys.